Alright, friends, this is it. The final chapter of the Possessed Doll trilogy that's part of the Conjuring Universe. Let's talk about Annabelle Comes Home. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name's Doyle, better known to you as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 2019 supernatural horror flick Annabelle Comes Home, released by Warner Brothers for New Line Cinema, directed by Gary Dauberman in his directorial debut from a script he co-wrote with James Wan, director of The Conjuring. This, of course, is the 7th installment of the Conjuring Universe. In the fall to 2014's Annabelle and 2017's Annabelle Creation. Now, if you've not seen my reviews for those two movies, I advise you to click on the card that'll take you to the Conjuring Universe playlist and you can catch what you might have missed or see them again if you'd like. Okay, now I give you a few seconds. Now, of course, Gary Dauberman recently had already wrote the script for several other installments of the franchise, including the first two Annabelle movies, as well as The Nun, which, that along with The Curse of La Llorona, are the only two flicks in the franchise I've yet to see. Now, unlike its predecessor, it got mixed response, but a little bit better than the first movie. Alright, let's get into our story. Demonologist Ed Lorraine Warren confiscated the Annabelle doll from nurses Debbie and Camilla, who claimed that the doll often performed violent activities in their apartment. During the drive back home, sorry, my sinuses still are giving me issues. The doll summons spirits to attack Ed, but he narrowly survives. Annabelle is locked in a sacred glass case in the couple's artifacts room that is blessed by Father Gordon to ensure the evils contained. Sometime later, the Warrens welcome Mary Ellen, who will be in charge of babysitting their daughter Judy, at the house while they travel overnight to investigate another case. At school, Judy notices the spirit of a priest that begins following her. Mary Ellen's friend Daniela arrives uninvited to the Warrens' home, who is secretly curious about speaking to the dead. She sneaks into the artifacts room and starts examining every item, ultimately trying to contact her late father. She abruptly leaves Annabelle's glass case unlocked, and the terror begins shortly afterwards, with the spirit of Annabelle B. Mullins unleashed. That night, Annabelle begins releasing other spirits such as the ferryman, the bride, a feely mealy board game, and the black shuck. Mary Ellen's crush, Bob, arrives outside the house and serenades her, but is later attacked by the black shuck and hides in the Warrens' backyard. Mary Ellen is tormented by the ferryman while Judy is confronted by Annabelle in her bedroom. Daniela had left earlier but sneaks back into the house to return the artifacts room's keys. She gets locked inside the room and tormented by various objects such as a piano and an old television that can predict the near future. She finds the mourner's bracelet and sees her father twisted into a malevolent spirit. A bloody and screaming Daniela appears on the television screen after having answered a cursed telephone. The real Daniela later unwittingly reaches to answer the telephone but is interrupted just in time by Judy and Mary Ellen. Now for the ending. You know the procedure like always. You have 5 seconds to stop this video, go to the description box below and fast forward to the time below. If you've seen the movie already, continue on. Here we go. Okay, you've been warned. Judy explains that they must lock Annabelle in her case again so that the other spirits will rest. Excuse me. Bob protects Judy from the black shuck as she retrieves Mary Ellen's asthma inhaler, while Daniela is attacked and possessed by the bride. Eventually, Mary Ellen and Judy find the doll when the priest spirit acting as Judy's guardian guides them to the ferryman. They manage to retrieve the glass case's key after they are attacked by demonic hands from the Feely Mealy board game. And the possessed Daniela, but they struggle to secure the case as the demon of the doll physically attack them. Daniela recovers when Judy plays Ed's recorded footage of the bride's exorcism and helps put the doll back in the case. After the case is locked, the disturbances cease as the spirits return to their slumber and Bob reunites with the trio. Anne and Lorraine return the next morning and the girls approach them to recount the eventful night. Later, many friends gather to celebrate Judy's birthday party, and Danielle apologizes to Lorraine, who gives her a comforting message from her father. End of story. So, what I think of Annabelle Comes Home, well, I like it for certain reasons. Now, I can understand that critics were a little mixed on this because it was less frightening than its predecessors and what have you. That yes, they are right. It is less frightening, but nevertheless, I still like it for what it is and what have you. I mean, this is what really got me introduced to the Conjuring franchise. And well, and then I saw Annabelle Creation shortly afterwards. Now I rented this from Redbox. Of course, that was the time I also rented uh, Three from Hell and Halloween 2018. I think. No, wait a minute. Take that back. No, wait, yeah, I did rent Halloween 2018 that year. Oops, my mistake. But yeah, I really loved this movie. Well, maybe not a whole lot, but anyway, I like the atmosphere of this story taking place in the 70s, although there were some kind of things that weren't like they were in the 70s, like when Judy's watching Captain Kangaroo on the TV, and they're unfortunately showing a bit of the intro to what we saw on PBS in the 80s and not the actual intro to what they were showing on CBS at that time, which I thought was, I don't know. But now, like any other installment of the Conjuring franchise, they do have some pretty good tunes you get to hear, some classic tunes. We get to hear Dancing in the Moonlight by King Harvest and Day After Day by Badfinger. I know you get to hear another song of theirs in the movie, but I forgot what it was, though. Overall, that's pretty good. Joseph Bashara, who recently did the music for the, let's see, the first two Conjuring movies, as well as Annabelle, and the recent film in the franchise, The Curse of La Llorona, which was released the same year, returned to do the score for this. And I thought he did a pretty good job. And this film came out in the summer of 2019, and that was just a few months after the death of Lorraine Warren, who passed away that year. Yeah, just several years after Ed passed away. And that's when I found out that we had already lost the real Anne Lorraine Warren. Yeah, I know their stories can be a little, but still, I gotta give credit. And they managed to try and be what precursors to what we would be seeing on the TV. But anyway, yeah, and the story isn't too bad, but I think it could have been just a little better in ways. But it's still fine as is. The cast is pretty good. Is good too. I like Mckenna Grace as Judy. Yeah, it's good to see more of her. I mean, considering we only get to see some of her in the, the first one and the second one. We have Madison Iseman as Mary Ellen, very good. Katie Sarife as Daniela. Michael Cimino as Bob, and we have Samara Lee back as Annabelle B. Mullins, who of course we saw her as that character in the previous film. But also, it was a good way to get me introduced to Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson's portrayals of Ed and Lorraine Warren. Well, that's what got me thinking, and I decided to give the first two Conjurings a try, and that's when a couple months later I bought that double feature set with the first two movies. So in the end, would I recommend Annabelle Comes Home? I would say maybe give it a one-time watch. And if you're not satisfied with, then don't bother with it again. I still, again, I like it or love it, whatever. But again, just for certain reasons, as you've already heard. But anyway, That's all I'm telling you on this. So, what are your thoughts on Annabelle Comes Home? Tell me in the comment section below, please. If you liked the video, click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Join me next time when I bring to you a review of the recent hit, The Conjuring The Devil Made Me Do It. Thanks for watching, and if you like this, check out these other flicks that I've recently done reviews of. In the upper left-hand corner is my re-review of the original Child's Play. The upper right-hand corner is my review of Curse of Chucky, or go to the bottom left-hand corner and see my recent spoiler-free review for the new Halloween Kills, now in theaters and on Peacock. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.